Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Tamra Judge mocks RHOC cast's crumbling alliance and inability to hold one episode. Without her, as fans suggest, therapy isn't working, and she claps back. Tamra Judge poked fun at the Real Housewives of Orange County cast following her early exit from their cast trip to New Orleans. After announcing her short-lived departure from the Bravo reality series amid an episode earlier this month, Tamra, 57, surfaced on Instagram following last week's episode to highlight the drama that ensued after she left, which focused on Katie Ganella, 41, and her communication with bloggers, and suggested that the ladies couldn't carry the show without her. Leaving the cast trip in tears, but then watching their alliance crumble, Tamra wrote in the caption of an August 26 video that saw her covering her eyes with her hand and making a funny face at the camera. She also included an additional caption, which read, "Being called a liar by liars is almost a compliment," and she appeared to signal claims led by RHOC, 46. Following the sharing of the post, one fan pointed out that Tamra was very much a part of last week's episode, despite her temporary departure from the show. "They couldn't even hold one episode without you. The trip was over the moment you left," they wrote, prompting Tamra to respond with 3 crying while laughing emojis. Stephanie Shojai, 40, of the Real Housewives of Miami, also weighed in, posting her own crying while laughing emoji. Meanwhile, others were more critical of Tamra, with another person writing, "You need a better therapist. This one's not working." "My therapist is amazing," Tamra clapped back. Someone else agreed with the followers concerned about Tamra's therapy and sarcastically said, "I see that therapy is really working for you." But Tamra insisted, "Yes, it's working. Doesn't mean it takes away my sense of humor." Comments on the post have since been limited. When it comes to the Real Housewives of Orange County, one thing is certain: Tamra Judge knows how to stir the pot, and she's never afraid to call it exactly as she sees it. After a recent episode of RHOC left fans buzzing over shifting alliances, awkward therapy sessions, and not-so-subtle shade, Tamra wasted no time inserting her own unapologetic commentary into the mix. And in true Tamra fashion, it wasn't just a whisper of shade. It was a clap back so sharp that the internet is still echoing with the sound. A cast without its anchor? The drama began when viewers noticed that the dynamics among the current RHOC cast seemed more than a little shaky. Once tight-knit friendships appeared fractured, alliances began to dissolve, and attempts at group therapy, designed to heal lingering wounds, seemed to only deepen the divides. Fans were quick to point out the elephant in the room. Without Tamra at the center of the drama, the show looked like it was struggling to find a natural rhythm. Social media was flooded with comments like, "This cast can't hold a storyline without Tamra. Every scene feels like they're trying too hard. Tamra used to make it effortless. Even therapy can't fix this group. Bring Tamra back full-time." It wasn't long before Tamra herself caught wind of the chatter, and, true to her persona, she couldn't resist joining the conversation. Tamra's shade-filled response. Taking to social media, Tamra reposted a few fan comments that praised her ability to hold the show together. But she didn't stop there. With her signature mix of humor and bite, she added her own caption. "Not me watching these ladies fall apart over brunch. One episode without me and the alliance is already crumbling. Hold it together, girls, or don't. I'll bring the popcorn." Her post was met with a wave of laughing emojis, supportive fans, and even a few subtle jabs from her fellow housewives who didn't seem too thrilled with Tamra's shade. But Tamra, of course, wasn't finished. When a follower suggested that maybe therapy could help the group fix what's broken, Tamra clapped back with an even sharper remark. "Sweetie, therapy only works when you're honest. Half these women treat therapy like a storyline, not a solution." The irony of the therapy sessions, meant to heal, only fueling more arguments wasn't lost on viewers. On Twitter and Instagram, Fans joked that Bravo should cancel the therapy budget and just bring Tamra back, with some pointing out that Tamra herself often acted like the show's unofficial therapist, albeit a brutally honest one. The problem isn't that they need therapy, one fan wrote. The problem is they need Tamra to stir the truth out of them. Without her, it's just surface-level fakery. Another chimed in, I can't take another scene of fake tears on a therapist's couch. Tamra gave us real emotion, even when it was messy. Tamra, never one to let a good narrative slip through her fingers, reposted some of these observations with winking emojis and her signature catchphrase, "That's my opinion." The history of Housewives alliances. Of course, this isn't the first time alliances on RHOC have crumbled. Longtime fans remember the Tri-Amigas era when Tamra, Vicky Gunvalson, and Shannon Beater seemed inseparable, until betrayal and accusations split them apart. But unlike today's fragile bonds, those feuds had teeth. There was betrayal, tears, screaming matches in restaurants, moments that became Bravo legend. Now, Tamra seems to be suggesting that without her, the alliances lack authenticity and power. As she put it in another pointed Instagram story, a real alliance can survive one dinner without collapsing. Just saying. Therapy as a storyline, or a trap. What struck viewers most was how therapy sessions, which in theory could be productive, felt more like staged interventions. Rather than airing grievances and reaching clarity, the housewives seemed to weaponize therapy lingo against each other. Words like toxic, boundaries, and healing were thrown around with abandon, but fans saw through it. Instead of genuine breakthroughs, these sessions only highlighted how fractured the group was and how desperately the show needed someone like Tamra to cut through the self-help jargon with blunt, unfiltered honesty. One viewer summarized it perfectly on Reddit. When Tamra was there, therapy scenes ended in a screaming match, but at least it was authentic. Now, it's like they read a self-help book and tried to play the roles. Tamra the Puppet Master. It's worth noting that Tamra has always had a reputation as the cast's puppet master. Love her or hate her, she knew how to make a scene dynamic. She wasn't afraid to confront, call out lies, or drag someone across the table, verbally, of course. Without her, the power balance feels off. Current cast members are still jockeying for position, but none seem capable of filling Tamra's shoes, and she knows it. In another subtle clap back, she tweeted, "Being a housewife isn't about holding an orange. It's about holding a scene. Some people get it, some don't." The tweet quickly went viral, with fans and even former housewives chiming in to agree. The future of RHOC without Tamra. So what does this mean for the future of RHOC? Bravo has been known to shuffle its cast to keep things fresh. But viewer sentiment seems to indicate that Tamra is still a vital piece of the puzzle. With her sharp wit, ability to ignite drama, and knack for cutting to the core of issues, she remains a fan favorite, even when she's the villain of the moment. Some speculate that her shade-filled commentary is her way of testing the waters for another full-time return. Others think she's simply enjoying her role as an outsider who can still dominate the conversation without even stepping foot in a group scene. Tamra's final clap back. As fans continue to debate whether therapy, alliances, or cast shakeups could save the show, Tamra ended the week with one last post that summed up her stance. "I don't need to sit on a couch to know who's fake. Therapy can't fix what the cameras already expose." Sharp. Brutal. Classic Tamra. And whether you love her or can't stand her, one thing is undeniable. RHOC feels emptier without her. Even when she's not holding the orange, she's holding the spotlight.